Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Cinderella. She was beautiful inside and out, but her life had not been easy. After her mother passed away, her father remarried a woman with two mean-spirited daughters, and soon Cinderella found herself treated like a servant in her own home. She did all the cleaning, cooking, and chores, but never complained. Despite it all, she remained hopeful that one day her dreams would come true. One day, the kingdom announced that the prince was hosting a grand ball. Every young lady in the land was invited, and Cinderella's stepsisters were overjoyed. They spent days preparing, trying on dresses, and practicing their dances, while Cinderella was left to scrub the floors. "You can't come, Cinderella." Her stepsisters laughed. "You'll just ruin our fun." But Cinderella didn't mind. She loved her stepsisters, even if they didn't always treat her well. She simply hoped that one day her happiness would come. The night of the ball arrived, and as her stepsisters left, Cinderella stood by the window, watching them disappear into the night. She sighed, wishing she could go too. Just then, there was a soft sparkle in the air, and her fairy godmother appeared with a warm smile. "Don't worry, my dear. You shall go to the ball," the fairy godmother said, waving her wand. In an instant, Cinderella's rags transformed into a stunning gown of shimmering silver and blue. Her old shoes turned into sparkling glass slippers, and a pumpkin in the garden turned into a beautiful carriage pulled by white horses. Her fairy godmother warned her, "You must leave before midnight, for that is when the magic will fade." Cinderella arrived at the ball, and everyone turned to look at her, amazed by her beauty. The prince, who had been searching for someone special, immediately asked her to dance. The two danced under the stars, and for the first time in a long while, Cinderella felt truly happy. But as the clock struck midnight, Cinderella panicked. She ran from the palace, forgetting all about the prince and the magical night. In her rush, one of her glass slippers slipped off and was left behind. The next day, the prince traveled all around the kingdom, holding the glass slipper, determined to find the girl whose foot fitted perfectly. When he arrived at Cinderella's house, her stepsisters tried on the slipper, but it didn't fit them. Finally, Cinderella stepped forward, and the slipper slid on perfectly. The prince's eyes lit up. "It's you," he exclaimed. And so Cinderella and the prince were married in a grand ceremony, and they lived happily ever after. As for her stepsisters, they realized the importance of kindness and asked for Cinderella's forgiveness, which she graciously gave. Cinderella's life had changed, but she never forgot the lessons of kindness, patience, and hope. And from that day on, she lived in a world where dreams truly did come true.